All right. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this brief, but I want to go ahead and talk about more the uh, sexual assault allegations that are coming out against him, and an issue that I'm seeing with this. One of the issues that I'm seeing, hey Chaz, how's it going? One of the issues that I'm seeing is some people that are having a little bit of cognitive dissonance here. Uh, Oddly enough, one of the people that has this is Ben Shapiro. And that's hard for me to say because I'm a huge Ben Shapiro fan. Um, but the thing is he's kind of falling into the listen and believe trap at this point. And now I'm not one of those people that is hardcore Republican or anything like that. I don't defend someone just because they happen to be quote unquote on my side. I don't do that. If I think someone's in the wrong, I'll call them out as being in the wrong. But the thing is at this point, nothing's been proven that Moore has done anything wrong. There's a bunch of hearsay coming his way. And I just watched Ben's thing on this, and well, there is a problem with it. And that is with Ben, he's saying that because several women came out with quote unquote similar stories, that somehow adds credibility. No, it doesn't. I remember a case where there were 12 girls who ended up coming out and saying that this one guy, had sexually assaulted all of them, that sort of thing. And then it came out that they had all orchestrated and basically practiced their stories to keep everything straight. And they did so via social media, and that's how they got busted. So the fact of the matter is at this point, I don't agree with that. But that's not the main crux of this. I might go ahead and do a live stream tomorrow on that aspect. But what I want to talk about is something very specific that's being ignored here. In the law, we have a standard called, oh, hey, love, how's it going? But we have a standard that is meant to stop situations like this from fucking happening, especially with cases like this. It is called the statute of limitations. The statute of limitations states that after a certain amount of time, you cannot bring someone to court. You can't arrest them or anything like that for a crime. You have to report it within a certain amount of time. Typically, the statute of limitations is something like 5 years. So there's still a lot of leeway there. But we're seeing claims that are coming from 10, 20, 30 years ago nowadays. And this is an issue. This is a huge, huge issue. Because the thing is I've already said this in a previous stream. Laws typically will affect society, like as far as our social norms are concerned. For example, there are some cultures where rape is not viewed as a negative. It's not considered illegal, nothing like that. And so, how does their society typically look at rape? Like it's no big deal. Us, rape used to not be that big of a deal until we made it illegal and then made it heavily punishable and actually convictable. And so now we look with the greatest disdain at rape. But that didn't happen until the laws changed. That's the reason why I keep saying these false allegations, we're going to see more and more and more of them coming to light. But until we actually pass specific laws against false allegations, and I'm not saying that the allegations against Moore are false or true. There's not enough information there. But everyone on each side is already coming to their conclusions. You got people that are Republicans who are defending Moore saying, oh, well, that's all just hearsay. So, they just want to take this guy down. And then you got people on the left that are saying, oh, look at that. The Republicans are defending their candidate. And except for the fact that they did the same thing with the whole Bill Clinton bullshit. So, anywho, it is what it is. But the thing is at this point, without having specific laws against false accusations, we're going to keep seeing this shit. As long as the media doesn't sit there and say, hey, there's a statute of limitations. If this did happen, you needed to report it then. We are not going to ruin this person's life based off of hearsay on something that can't be done to him anymore. And I know that that's saying that it would require journalistic integrity, which we cannot expect from mainstream media. But this isn't something just with the mainstream media. Every media is guilty of this. Like I said before, I'm even going up against Ben Shapiro on this. And that fucking sucks. Ben Shapiro's a brilliant guy. But he's fallen into the trap on this. And I would love to have a sit-down discussion with him as to how he is wrong on this. I think that would be not only entertaining for you guys, but I think it would be enlightening for everybody. But we need to start looking at this by way of the statute of limitations. Why was the statute of limitations even put there in the first place? Oh, yeah, because people were sitting there claiming things that had happened years and years past, and then they could sit there and say, well, we would have the evidence, except it's been too long, so the evidence has been destroyed, but you have to believe me. That is the history of the statute of limitations. And yet here we are seeing this bullshit play out now. And I think it's funny that people are sitting there and trying to say it's just coincidence that time after time after time after time again, it just so fucking happens that the people making the accusations happen to be on the opposite side of the political spectrum of the person that they're accusing. Almost every single fucking time. And how they all come out all at fucking once. And yet they don't try to get charges pressed. Oh, why? Because of statute of limitations. Nothing can be done. They're just smearing at this point. If it had been something that they actually were harmed by, that was actually important to them, they would have fucking reported it back then. Yes, I am being harsh on this, but that is the reason for the statute of limitations. And I don't think that that concept should be kept strictly in the legal field. That needs to be something that we look at socially as well. It's the only way it makes any fucking sense. I am so sick and tired of hearing about accusation after accusation after accusation with no proof behind it other than fucking hearsay. And people saying, well, they're a credible witness. Okay, but are you going to get a conviction off of just someone saying that someone did something? In what other criminal case would that happen? At what fucking point? It wouldn't. Why is it we're accepting it on this? Why? Richard's telling me to go rage mode. I'm not going to go rage mode here. I can't go rage mode here. I'm too saddened at the blatant fucking stupidity of us as a collective social group. I am so disappointed. This is absolute retardation. And I will say the same thing, even if it's happening to someone on the other side. I usually don't do something until someone comes out and says something, or until, like with Weinstein, I didn't say anything until those tapes surfaced, proving that he was guilty of some of the shit. That gave credibility to the other claims. But right now, nothing like that has happened with this other guy. Nothing along those lines. He hasn't sat there and apologized. He hasn't sat there and said, yeah, I did it. Please forgive me. He hasn't done anything like that. He hasn't made any excuses. He's outright come out and said, this is bullshit. And I live by innocent until proven guilty. I don't just look at it from a legal perspective. I look at it in a social perspective. Innocent until proven guilty. If someone is making a claim about someone else, the burden of proof rests on the person making the claim. And in this situation, none of these women have brought any proof other than they say so. That's where I have a problem with this. That's where I'm telling people, hey, slam on the brakes. Don't tap the brakes. Don't gently press on the brakes. Slam on the brakes, because you have already gone well past the state line. You are already well outside of your fucking territory here. You are now making this into an absolute fucking witch hunt. But I'm one of those people, I believe you need to prove something that you're claiming. Don't just expect people to believe you, especially when it's something like this. And the thing is it also has to do with the timing. I mean, honestly, if you're sitting there and you're watching a politician who's almost guaranteed to win, and then all of a sudden, just a little while before the voting is going to happen, just a few months out, all of a sudden, a bunch of these accusations come into play. Take a look at what happened with Trump. At the last minute, all those accusations came out. As soon as he was elected, all of them got dropped. Didn't go anywhere. We stopped hearing about them because they were proven uncredible. One was business related. They proved that. And then several others were politically motivated. Now, am I saying that Trump is a saint? Oh, hell no. But the thing is innocent until proven guilty. And if they were going to prove anyone guilty of anything, it would have been them proving Trump guilty of something. They went after him hard. And even with as hard as they fucking went, they couldn't prove a goddamn thing. And now we're seeing it again with another fucking Republican in a heavily Republican area where the Democrat was definitely shown that they were going to be fucking losing. And then all of a sudden, magically, out of the aether, claims from years and years and years back. It's a smear campaign. Now, if they come out with some photos or some videos, whatever, and those are proven credible, not doctored and all that sort of shit, then I'll condemn the guy. But not until then. Not 1 millisecond before it. You have to have proof. And I said so does not count as proof. That counts as the, all right, you're initiating a claim. What else have you got for me? I hate this listen and believe culture. I despise it beyond all fucking belief. Because to listen and believe, then you have to believe in guilt until proven innocent. You have to believe in that if you're in a listen and believe system. If you are actually on board with it. Because that means you have to believe that absolutely no one out there would make a false claim for political, financial, business, or social gain. People are shitty. Just in general. Everyone. So just over and over and over and over again, you see this happen over and over and over again. How many times does this have to happen where these claims are brought up and then just dropped as soon as the political run is done? How many fucking times before people get it through their thick fucking Neanderthal skulls that this is absolute bullshit, that this is absolute political crap? The best descriptor you could have is a perversion of the legal system. That is the best way of describing this. That is the most charitable way I could describe this. Because this not only is bullshit because it's being done for political reasons, but it's also bullshit because the thing is when someone comes out with a rape claim, I absolutely wish that I could believe that it was an honest claim. And if it was ever proven to be false, that it was mistaken identity or something like that. I wish I could do that. I cannot, because we are seeing this over and over and over again. And we are seeing less and less and less evidence being brought forward before the mainstream media goes out and says, hey, this is fucking true. We need to put a stop to this. We need to stop listening to this bullshit. And when I say we, I'm not talking about the right or the left or the undecideds. I'm not talking about men. I'm not talking about women. I'm not talking about white, black, yellow, brown, green, purple, rainbow color, fuchsia. I don't give a fuck. All of us together need to stop believing this bullshit. We need to actively step back and go, hey, what is the fact pattern? We need to take that into account before we start opening our fucking mouths about shit. And quite frankly, at this point, I absolutely hate the mainstream media. I am developing an absolute hatred for them. Because they are now going out of their way to specifically ruin people's lives for political and social gain. That is what they are fucking doing. The media needs to be held to account on this shit. Right along with the false accusers. But I just needed to go ahead. I needed to let you guys know my thoughts on this. Get people fucking thinking on it, because this is absolute fucking bullshit. It needs to fucking stop. And Ben, you know, buddy, I I I usually agree with you. I support you in a lot of shit, but you went way off the fucking rails on this. And no, this isn't me defending a Republican. Like I said, I'm not defending and I'm not denouncing the guy. What I am doing is calling you out on your fucking bullshit. You're the one with the fucking law degree. And yet you didn't come up with this? You didn't fucking think of this? Really? A backwoods Bubba hick like me came up with this and was able to verbalize it before it crossed your fucking pea brain? Are you fucking kidding me, Ben Shapiro? Sounds like you're afraid to come out and call a spade fully. So, all right, guys, for those who came and watched, thank you. If you're watching afterwards, go ahead, leave a comment down in the bottom. Let me know what you think of this fucking situation. How should we fucking deal with this shit? Go ahead and brainstorm it, discuss it, fight about it, yell about it, scream about it. I don't give a fuck. Let me know down in the fucking comments section. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end this stream right here. Have yourselves a great night. Talk to y'all later. I'll try to do a live stream tomorrow, but I can't make any promises because tomorrow's going to be hectic. Talk to y'all later. Peace.